Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Don't get fooled today. Don't get caught up. Don't get fooled today. Listen, Mercury retrograde is starting. Woo! Let's just laugh. Here comes my dog. I'm trying to see what she's doing. Go on. Yes. Let me get the charts pulled up to you. I don't even know. I just listen. I just clicked. I clicked in. I was like, hold on, let's smudge. We're definitely gonna smudge. You guys, I'm gonna say happy Mercury retrograde because to be honest with you, I don't really. I have an awareness. I have a mindfulness of what can be going on around me or like, in the ethers, so to speak. Let's get some Palo Santo in here. I want to light it up a little bit better. But as far as like how it affects me personally and the work that I am doing, the manifestations, the creations, etc., right, that I'm doing, I really don't, it doesn't affect me that way because I choose, I'm pretty stubborn and adamant. I love to tell y'all, ooh, I got a lot of fixed energy, a lot of air, a lot of fire in my energetic makeup, and I'm just, you really, you're not going to keep me down. You can call it stubborn, maybe, powerful, strong, intentional. I'm intentional in my power. That's it makes it sound so nice instead of just saying I am really stubborn. So how you guys doing? I know I was looking at it's almost like 6 days since I came and checked in on my friends and my family. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are taking good care. We are walking amidst the eclipse portal. We are steady on the way. We got 7 days. We're going to work our way up to this, the totality of the solar eclipse in Aries. So I've been doing one-on-one astrology, one-on-one tarot, just been working with people on this eclipse energy. Hold on, guys. I was just trying to pull up and look at the charts. For I'm pretty solid, which I feel like I've spent all of last week, even though I haven't been checking in with you guys, I've been chatting with people about their charts, about their natal chart placements in the wake of the eclipse portal, and so explaining this energy. It's very. There's so many downloads. There's so many. Definitely for me personally, when we re-enter Aries season, spring equinox season, and we kind of get that reboot, especially with this year. Yeah, y'all, look at my candle. Sorry, hold on. When you have those treat yourself moments, and I was just walking and I happened to see this and I was like, whoop, I'm about to snag it, y'all. Just like how you make candles and buy one for yourself. You know what else I will do? Let me show you really quick because you'll see a rune on there. I love glass jar candles. I just don't make, I make more of a pillar style. But I will write, I love acrylic pens, acrylic markers, whatever you call. And I'll do runes and all kinds of sigils and all kind of stuff on my glass jar candles and kind of sprinkle some stuff and fix the energy. So I love that, just as a side tip. I love to do that. I'll even fix the energy. There's probably not any candle that I get unless, a sister or, a soul tribe family member has made it for me and it's already fixed. I'll usually fix it. Even if I don't have time to really just like go all out on my own candle. You can see I have runes on my, cause look, I'm not really going to sit down in fear or act out any kind of way, you know what I mean? Just because we're in a very powerful eclipse portal. If anything, I'm going to flip it as positive. I'm going to alchemize it as much as possible. But still, you just be kind of in wisdom. You ask your ancestors, guides, and your team, hold it down out there for me, because one thing I do know is I can't control other people. It's a very interesting energy, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. I feel like when I was not I've been working with beautiful Blue Lotus energy, um, Evil Eye energy, Third Eye, all this type of energy, right? And getting a lot of packages shipped out this week, while also, sorry, last week, while also getting, doing full moon work, doing lunar eclipse portal work. But I really felt like, I could have hopped in any morning. I usually love to, I'm very adamant, it's become a way of discipline in my life, it being at the gym every single morning. I have a certain routine that I go about. Before I work out, I go work out. It just sets my day, And then, so there are like mornings, guys, that I could have really come home and like checked in. But I felt like, other than doing the one-on-one work that I had committed to doing, it was a time to just kind of, not necessarily in a hermit way, although it was hermited feeling. It was like quiet the voice. As much as possible, I'm always going to honor my commitments to people that I work with on a one-on-one basis. But it was just a pocket of energy like that. I mean, in my personal life, last week was also very busy, but excuse me, as far as spiritually, it was really it was a lot of dream activity last week. I don't know about you guys. And I mean, I know we still have Venus in Pisces. That's going to be there for a couple more days as well before Venus shifts into Aries. Mars will still remain in Pisces, until the end of April. So with the Venus and Pisces energy, with the Mars and Pisces energy, I'm really not surprised if you're still having, I mean, of course, you guys know we're still working with that big Neptune and Pisces energy, that big Saturn and Pisces energy. I'm not surprised at all if we continue to have really active dream space. And, some people often will say to me, and I used to, until I sat with the intention, set the intention. Lord, somebody back there said Mercury retrograde. Listen, he ain't taking over my words. Let me tell you right now. Anyway, no, I'm just playing. He probably will. You listen to me long enough, you see I'm gonna stumble and fumble anyway. I don't need Mercury's help. Hold on, you guys. Sorry, I thought I was gonna have a dog interruption. But yeah, I some people will say, well, I don't really have like an active dream space. That's not my forte or gifting. And I understand that. Of course, if you'd like to grow that with any type of, what would you say, modality, whether that's dream work for an intention or you just want to experience messages through dreams, I'd encourage you to like work on setting an intention to do that, because that was a big goal for me last year and I grew a lot. I still won't say it's my method, my go-to. Sometimes, clairsentience, clear knowing, we got all kinds of clairs, but a sense of knowing, but also like a very visual clair. For me, I'll have like visual experiences were always my strength. And I feel like that's the case with a lot of air signs that I know, or predominant powerful air energy. But, anyway, you could also be experiencing like, more powerful shamanic journeys or guided meditations or, there's really so many different types of meditations you can do. I'm just saying we still have the Piscean chords, all through the collective astrology, chart. And I think it's really interesting. It's very much a spiritual warrior kind of tide of energy because Mars is in Pisces, because Venus is in Pisces, and because we have Aries in the North Node, right? We're moving towards the end of this week to the totality of that solar eclipse in Aries. So I would not be surprised if you're having like very spiritually led dreams, very powerful, holy crap, I just integrated a whole layer of like my light body, or whoa, I feel like I had a dream, or I had this powerful guided meditation, or I went to this, shamanic thing, or whatever the case is, right? Or wow, I was walking in nature, for example, and I go into a trance state, or maybe I like to listen to Native American flute or shamanic drumming, whatever, right? And I just had things click into place. And this very much may feel like a lot of alchemical work, because it's very powerful, brand new. It's like if the fool was holding a torch and not necessarily a lion. The difference between cardinal fire and fixed fire. But I do like that because, remember how, was it last week, we were talking about imagining that as we work towards the totality of this eclipse in Aries, with that South Node being in Libra. Mind you, here's your reminder, we've been working with this North Node, South Node axis already since like the end of summer, because collectively the nodes will stay in place for 18 months. So you work with this energy already. As a matter of fact, even in October with, was it a solar eclipse? Was it a new moon? We were already getting into this energy. And then by the time you come to the equinox portal with you may say in the Gregorian calendar, well, I mean, in the wheel of the year as well, when you start the zodiac calendar as well, you come back to that energy in the eclipse portal. So it really is. I was talking to a lot of people about the South Node conjunction as well. It's a really, really big release around relationships. There's a lot of, I don't even know how to articulate a lot of the downloads that I've been getting, a lot of things I've been seeing and experiencing in dreams. The dream state has been interesting. And again, I think it's important for you to hold space and journal and attempt to make some sort of understanding if you're having a lot of interesting or, prophetic or maybe spirit guides, or if you're dreaming about connections with people from the past. It's really important to sit with that and ask your ancestors' guide and team and higher self to work with you. Because as we go on the 8th, towards that total eclipse in Aries, remember we were talking about it's like going up to a big bonfire. It's very much like Ten of Wands energy. And this has come up in other readings too. I know if you watch the collective readings, it's very much like take these things to the fire, put these sticks on the fire. I know that you said one time we were talking about the Ten of Wands, and Spirit is reminding me of this. Okay, my guides are reminding me is like we were talking about how sometimes with the Ten of Wands, you've been carrying certain burdens, carrying certain people, carrying certain responsibilities, carrying certain things, carrying certain paths, whatever, to each their own, and following their own intuition as their highest and best guide, right? Sometimes we have to go through certain experiences, and or we've also contracted to work with karma, complete past lives, move closer to Dharma, alchemize South Node to walk more in North Node. We have all these different things going on to where it makes it sometimes like you can't just go yeet 10 wands into the fire and act like nothing ever happened. Just like if a relationship that you're working on releasing, or maybe a relationship point with yourself, or maybe a long-term relationship, friend, family, romantic, soulmate, twin flame, contract, whatever. Maybe it's staying in your life, but you are alchemizing a part of maybe how you do relationships or how you show up to the relationship. This can really be presenting on so many different levels, so many different tiers. Everyone's path and journey is unique and individual. But the thing about that Ten of Wands, the thing about walking up to the sacrificial fire that's set before the altar, or however you want to imagine, maybe it's a ceremonial fire. Whatever the case may be. Venus in Pisces, a lot of this Piscean energy has our heart chakra being very open. Venus in Pisces can be I know that my heart is ready to sacrifice in this moment. And with, again, Mars in Pisces energy is very much like Mars wants to come around and say, Venus in Pisces, I see you. Saturn in Pisces wants us to be able to swim up, to elevate, to ascend, to evolve, to alchemize to new levels of timelines, right? Neptune still in Pisces is helping us, again, to see things from a different perspective. We would say beyond the veil. Maybe we would say from the position of our higher self, from our ancestors and guides and our team are helping us to see things from that perspective. Maybe from a higher, more evolved point in our subconscious, right? Because you can't, maybe it's been a dance, Spirit is saying, where you're like, okay. I can take 3 of these wands to the fire. All right, cool. Okay, they're burned. They're gone. And, your ancestors and your team, you and your higher self are like, all right. I know I still have 7. I've got 7. I know I'm going to complete this cycle. And this is a very, y'all, I can't make it up. Look at this shit right here. The wands, because listen, the more wands that you are able to go and put on this fire, and the totality of this is Aries energy, is the more that you can turn that wheel into new cycles, into higher, more evolved timelines, more authentic to you and your journey. Your guides, your ancestors, your team, they're there supporting you, okay, to turn that wheel. You open, it's like clicking gears into play. Oh, y'all, what does it remind me of? It makes me think of, in Harry Potter, where the goblins, oh, child, the goblins unlock the doors in the vaults, right, to put your treasures and whatnot. And it's like they click into place, and it's like, and all of them work, and then the door opens. It's like this energy. When you are able to continue to place sacrificial wands, maybe they block your creative energy. Maybe they block you inheriting a new abundance of your treasures. Maybe, listen, Spirit said, maybe you got some goblins holding on to your codes to unlock your, look, we ain't carrying no goblins, love and light, all right? I mean, not over here, to each their own on their own path. Lord knows I done been down some trying journeys where I was carrying some goblins. But listen, we ain't going back. That's not where we're going. Point being is that when you, with that, seeing that Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Wands is very much like, if you will open your hand and let go, if you will continue, okay, only 5 more wands on my back. All right. Only 2 more. You get what I'm saying? The idea is that we want to burn that cycle in its completion, in its totality. And then it's like this busting open of the crown chakra, this healing and immediate rebalance, Libra versus Aries, divine masculine and feminine. Whoa, now I can open up, and Spirit will be right there with that 8 of Wands, your ancestors, your guide, what the heck, y'all? Is breaking out on my wrist here. There's no telling the way I'm hiking on the trails and have oils all over me all the time, y'all. Ooh, I just noticed it, though. Anyway, I also have a bad habit of I need to clean my bracelets. That's usually a sign because oils get all built up. Anyway, listen, maybe that was a sign to put my evil eye up in the camera. The thing is that this new cycle that's getting ready to open, and this isn't just like the Fool is, reborn every spring. It is, but it's such a different multiplicity type level on many different timelines and many different dimensionalities and so many different frequencies. This is like the rebirth that kind of blows a lot of chapters out of the water, and opening ourselves, again, Mars and Pisces is very much like a spiritual warrior type of energy. We want you to adapt. I heard somebody refer to Mars and Pisces as an escape artist, and I kind of thought that was cool. The spiritual warrior who's an escape artist, and then we have we have the 8 of Wands. Your spirit ancestors, guides, your team, your divine inheritance. All these things want to reach you, but it's like all the things have to lock in place. And how are you going to open a door even if you have all the keys? Right? Maybe they're alchemized and integrated within you. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, right? We got the dragons on our side this year. We have the lion Lyran energy. We have like big cat. We have so many things working for us etherically and energetically. But tell me how you're going to open a door if you are trying to hold everything on your back still. It's just not going to be. It's not. And it's almost this message of this illumination point of understanding of saying, you've had some years You know, love and light, spirit guides and ancestors are saying to someone, you've had some years where we've let you slide, still carrying a lot of those wands. But this year is not a passive aggressive year. This year is, we are really, oh, remember how we were talking about the wheel, because the wheel's come up a lot in the last couple months. And there was one reading where I was talking about the wheel is like spirit and your ancestors and guides, and you receiving your divine inheritance is not so much like I'm going to sit and be complacent and let it fall into my lap. We're not living in those years anymore. Also, South Node Libra, while it is very much about cathartic release of relationships or behavior patterns of why do I draw these people in my life? Why was this ever okay? What do I need to release? Who do I need to let go of? Or who is spirit, my ancestor and guides? Just the universe taking out of my life right now. South Node in Libra can also be like, this is the end of habits of mirroring that's not healthy for us, codependency that's not healthy for us. This is not an energy of, well, I'm just going to look how I'm supposed to look to fit the role, and I'm going to sit and my ancestors are going to drop everything. No, it's not. It's not. It's very much North Node in Aries energy. Are you going to step up? Are you going to buckle in? Remember we were talking about the slingshot ride, and it's like the wheel is ready to dip down. You need to be able to get on that spot in the wheel. Very delicate. Don't miss it, because then it's like you're going to be slingshotted. You know, ain't nobody going to be able to hop on a slingshot with that big old backpack carrying full of karmic weight, emotional debris, you know, issues with fears and triggers and traumas. And I know that the healing path is, we're always going through it. But you know what I'm talking about? This is like, yes, Spirit, I know. I've had these last 3 wands in my bag, and I know you're telling me I cannot check on to the slingshot to go if I keep carrying this stuff with me. And so you have to sit and evaluate, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What is that for me? Remember we talked about in this eclipse portal, it's really important too, while we are, I'm going to say while we're working with the last of the energy, but I also want you to know that eclipses are so powerful that you'll experience these things. The Spirit is saying the light will fall upon you. But the codes, the downloads, the activations, might you say, the revelations, that sometimes they take months to really come to, oh my gosh. It's like you have this aha moment like, whoa. And we are already dipping, moving, swimming, yeeting through. It's 8 portals all year long already. Remember, we've been talking about this strength ruled tarot card. You know, it's the energy of 8. Which, let me tell you as a side note, Spirit is saying as well, that's a very Saturnian year. That's a year called, yeah, some people might have really been riding, not getting their tickets checked for multiple years in a row. Lest you not be sitting on that bus where everybody say, hey, you know what? We need to call out and see if everybody's got their tickets. You know what I'm talking about? That's like getting an audit. If you've ever been in the corporate world, you know. Oh, no. We weren't ready for the audit. Yeah, listen, I used to work in a paper company. I know you better be ready for that audit every year. Long story, but there's so many different type of audits. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is a very Saturnian year as well. Saturn in Pisces talking about, I want you to inherit the timeline, but where is the sustainability? Where is the emotional maturity? Have you been practicing the different swimming strokes so you could keep your head above water up here? No. Everybody get in a line. This is like the teacher has had enough. Graduation is occurring. Everyone get in the line because we've got to check the tickets. No, it's this really, it's a palpable between readers, astrologers, you know, energetic channelers in the collective. This is a year. You know, anytime you see a year, a very magnetic, a very magical, a very dynamic year, and that's just talking off numerologically. I'm not even including the huge, okay, it's a total eclipse year. It's a leap year. The dynamic of palpable energetic currents here. Only Spirit says multiplies this effect like tenfold. But the thing is like, when you have a year where a lot of gifts, where a lot of healing abilities, where a lot of, for example, you can like, okay, light workers, healers, people who are doing a certain tier of work are evolving to higher timelines in the collective because they're so needed right now. So we're seeing a lot of gifts coming through, a lot of people saying, you know what, I activated this modality in my life. I'm ready to go. It's time for me to move. It's time for me to build the new place on the land. What is it? Is very much like a, if you build it, they will come. This is a very big activation point for like light workers, healers, people who are ascending, evolving, alchemizing. If you don't like any of those terms, you know, you can say alchemists. People who have been showing up to do the fucking work, you know what I'm saying? The alchemists. But on the flip side of that kind of year, just like this is a very, what were we saying? Just like the energy of 8 is, what am I saying? Oh, I'm sorry. The underbelly of the energy of 8, we talked about this at the beginning of the year, is a scorpionic current. You know what I'm saying? 8th house. It's very much a year of, if you have not addressed your 8th house, if you, and it's so wild to think about this because in the years prior, we were working with this Taurus-Scorpio axis, which we talked about a lot last year because that was our nodes before. That was our eclipse portal energy before, which was very scorpionic. The collective was given a chance to address a lot of scorpionic type things. You know? What's that reel and these memes and stuff that are circulating is kind of talking about like, woo, I feel like I've lived all these lives and now here we are, it's 2024. Yeah. If you feel like that, that's because you were addressing your 8th house, because you were addressing the scorpionic issues, because you were ready to, it's kind of like come hell or high water. All right, bet. You know, cracking your knuckles, talking about, oh, we got to go in the pit. All right, then let's go in the pit. Because you were doing the work to come to what we would call now is like the ticket checking time. You know what I'm saying? To get on the slingshot. And it's just kind of that thing where it's like, what, you know, it is very much this current of woe unto the people whose tickets will get checked because they owe the karmic debt, the energetic debt, whatever it is that they owe. Ain't nobody, it's not going to be the time for nobody to be saving anybody from that. Let's not even talk about Pluto and Aquarius. All right. We got one more time for Pluto to retrograde. What's trying to fall out? For Pluto to retrograde, look at this. I don't know why Spirit was saying, what I was going to say is we have one more, Pluto's going to retrograde back through Capricorn in the fall. And it's almost like getting to sit down one more time with certain ancestors at a table. You know, we've been working with Jupiter and Taurus. We've been working with Uranus and Taurus to ground a lot of things, to embody a lot of things, and to understand what abundance really is, to really glean wisdom from this expansion phase that we've been given with Jupiter. But it's really funny. Spirit was kind of saying, I'm just like, 5 of Swords. And Spirit is like, yeah. It's kind of like somebody's ancestor, you know, collecting names and going out. Because a lot of people in the background are walking away with no swords in their hand. You know, 5 of Swords is also, though, is very much about, like, mental challenges. It's like people haven't, what am I saying? It's like people having to face... And probably there will be a lot of loss because of, you know, how long have you had unfair advantages over others? You know, it's kind of like the people who have been, what would you say, benefiting off of loss, benefiting off of unfair advantages. You know, what is it? It's like a mentality of I'll win, I'll steal, I'll take at all costs. You know what I'm saying? That's going to come to call. That's going to come to call. We have Saturnian years. We have certain cycles. And the thing is, as well, is Neptune will complete Pisces. That's the ending. You know what I'm saying? Saturn will complete this Pisces movement. I mean, we have until on into next year, but I don't even have that in front of me now. But now I want to know. Hold on. Because then, boom, that's a whole thing that will come to completion. And then it's like we will be brought back front, forward, and center with a different perspective after those entities have been beyond the veil. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now I want to know, you guys. Hold on. What even is our timestamp at? Okay, we're good. When is it? Okay, so Saturn will be... Yeah, the majority of Saturn and Pisces will really come to a close in 2025 towards the end. I think we'll get a little bit more in like February of 2026, I want to say, but a majority of this energy will run its course and do what it needs to do and collect what it came to collect and promote who it came to promote, Spirit said. Anchoring in new timelines. He is the gatekeeper, the keeper of time, the big daddy energy that will come to a close. End of 2025. I want to know about Neptune, though. Hold on. I need to know, guys. Why is it not on here? We'll see. Yeah, again, Neptune in Pisces will be there until, I'm not sure, we need to do a reading on that too, Spirit is saying, talking about Saturn and Neptune moving out of Pisces, because that will be going down really and fully and truly in 2026. Yeah, because listen, Neptune in Pisces has been going on since 2011. I'm going to tell y'all right now, and you don't have to comment, but I know you can take it back to 2011 because I can, and you can say, whoa, a huge shift happened in my life, or I met a new spirit tribe, or it was a huge spiritual awakening, and a lot of people was like, a veil was just snatched, and since 2011, so it's like we woke up from this dream, and is all this spiritual shift in the collective. Anyway, Neptune and Pisces is going to be, and then a whole new thing is going to be moving into place. Woo! Spirit said we're not really going to get into that in detail in this reading, because I really just wanted to kind of come in. That's what I was going to say before. I feel like as far as sharing the collective messages with you guys here, I felt like I needed to be quiet last week. But now it almost feels like, I don't know, Spirit was saying something about we should check in every day. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, leading up to this eclipse. Woo! So remember, we had the 8 of Wands and we had the Wheel. Now we have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, and it's almost this energy too, you guys, with the 5 of Swords this week. Is like every lesson that came to me, I learned from it. Because that's what alchemy is. You brought some shit to my table. My ancestors, my guides, it had my back. My spirit team, my tribe, everybody, my family had my back. I'm going to alchemize it regardless. I'm going to alchemize it. But I need you to understand. Spirit wants you to understand everybody's not like that. Love and light. Everybody is not like that. And honestly, I hold compassion in my heart, from a distance. I'm not having those people at my close inner sanctum. But I do feel bad because, ideally I want people to heal so that they can all work their alchemy and know their power. It's almost like this time of us being drained, like, is played out. I don't know. Is played out. His Spirit is saying it never really defined you anyway, because you were boosted. It's almost like every time somebody came with a sword, plot twist, you ended up collecting the sword and it made you stronger, right? It's very much this energy. But again, as we move towards the total eclipse, and I'm going to be checking in with you a lot this week, because Spirit is really guiding me to hold space, like for readings, for check-ins. I really want us to take advantage of the Mercury retrograde energy. I really want us to, as much as possible, for us to hold a mindful, peaceful presence in our mental, to set the intention. Yeah, Mercury's going to be in Aries the whole time. So it's kind of very interesting. But listen, this is what I was saying, and I think I posted something earlier. Mercury in Aries gets real impatient, y'all. And it's kind of like, I just want to make a decision. Let's just, you know what? let's just go. Let's just, it's very impatient. It's like, let's just get a decision on the board. And on the flip side, in the shadow, Mercury and Aries can be very like, and then please remember, Sun is in Aries, North Node in Aries. Although I think the North Node in Aries right now is helpful. It's not overwhelming us, But with that shadow Libra, with Libra being a South Node in this eclipse portal that we're in right now, interacting with people can cause us to kind of get defensive, or to either kind of, what do they call it, fawning, and just saying, you know what, just do the decision that's best for everybody. I don't want to deal with it. But I think that Mercury retrograde right now is very helpful. And our ancestors and our team and higher self, you with you, your guides, your spirit. I want to pull one of these oracle cards, you guys. Let me shuffle them. It's a protective energy. Oh, I didn't even put it back in the deck. I just realized. Did I? I drew this card this morning called Shield Maiden, and I drew it again this weekend, and it's just very like protective ancestral energy. And I think that our ancestors, our team and spirit guides are with us a lot during this eclipse portal, and helping us through the retrograde. I will always remind people when we discuss retrogrades, first and foremost, you're going to set the intention to how you work with any energy. So if you drum it up to be something, don't go out there being shocked because that's what it is. That's what you decided it was. So you have a choice on your perspective, right? Mercury retrograde too is like, Spirit is saying protection to your crown. Yeah, it makes me think of that Shield Maiden card. It's like I tell people in one-on-one work, okay? It's like having a GPS navigation, because Spirit, your ancestors and team, you and your higher self in that perspective, you can't really see panoramic. I mean, yeah, we have meditative moments and we have, certain moments, but I'm saying on the whole, you're not going to see that way all the time, but your spirit team will, your guides, your ancestors, you and your higher self and other dimensions will. And so we trust, all right, you know what? If they didn't get back to me, they wasn't supposed to. If we didn't link up and chat, we weren't supposed to. If I made that appointment 3 times, because this is the second time I couldn't get the deal in the house, or I thought we were going to, I'm going to tell you too, I would not personally, with Venus in Pisces, Mars in Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Aries, is not really the time to be doing big financial decisions unless they've already come to close. Like negotiating new contracts, especially with money, Venus in Pisces is just not a good placement for that. I don't know, maybe that was a message for someone. I'm talking about like, okay, let's sit down and negotiate this contract right now. I personally would not, but to each their own. Follow your guides, your ancestors, your own intuition. Maybe that just needed to be said. But yeah, it's like a GPS. And then sometimes, here's the beauty of it. Not only are we protected, but we're also divinely guided. For example, maybe you've done come up on roadblocks on your same path to work. Girl, I've been working this job 15 years. I ain't never had no roadblocks. I had 2. I had 2 in the last X amount of days. And then you realize that maybe you took a lunch break and you had to go around the same roadblock. But then you found this random creek bed and you took a walk and you had this amazing cathartic release healing experience, or maybe you saw a butterfly, or so, I don't know, maybe you had some synchronicities that occurred because you were not taking the normal path. And you needed those to encourage or activate or move along something that had already been activated. You get what I'm saying? Mercury retrogrades, I am always in a gratitude mindset. We absolutely need to be moving a lot slower. Listen, I know. You say it's the spring equinox. We're in Aries season, especially if you're like a fire or an air sign. You're probably like, I'm ready to go. Okay, like, can we go? Hold on, let me get my spray. But we need to, with this total eclipse especially, I'm spraying some of my my white water mist. We're doing some spiritual warrior work, and so are our ancestors. So I would really encourage, especially this week, being meditative, being mindful. You can always email me, or if you know me, message me or email me if you want to do some one-on-one work. But I would say we need to be within, you know. I know we got to go out and do what we got to do to a certain degree, of course. I understand that, but yeah, there's a lot of work being done in the ethers and the realms of like our ancestors, our spiritual warriors, our guides, our team and spirit. Oh, I wanted to pull a card. I keep forgetting. That is going on our behalf. The total eclipse too. Listen, it's just shadow Aries energy can be, oh, look at this. Mountains, stand your ground. Okay. Oh, I live in the mountains. I spent yesterday in the mountains. And it was very beautiful. So the mountains are with us, and I love that. That's where I go and harvest our spring water for the whitewater mist and for our bath teas. You know, it's a big revelation of energy, but it has to do with how the energy is being integrated inside of you, you know? And so I would just encourage in any way that you can to be going within, to be slowing down, Mercury retrograde, as well as working towards and through a total solar eclipse. I would, I don't know. I would just, I don't want to sound like, doom and gloom and foreboding, because it is how you work with it, but it can just be a shadow, very intense, aggressive energy and impatience. Just everyone be safe in their vehicles, with the totality of the solar eclipse, the way it's moving across our continent. Also the Pluto return energy that we're already in the US. Just, y'all, I don't know, Spirit is saying, y'all, to each their own, but going all out of your way and being super extra, just stay grounded, work with the energy, how you feel called and led. But I just think that there's a lot of illumination happening from the inside out. And there are a lot of scales of karma and destiny really being balanced, especially with people in relationships. It's just tense energy, tense emotions, things, a lot of endings, a lot of self-realization. So, I mean, listen, a solar eclipse at the end of the day is the moon is between the earth and the sun. And so it's kind of like, we would say, it's kind of like a momentary blackout. And so it is very cleansing. It's kind of like, how it makes me think of a shamanic, because we were talking about Mars too, being in Pisces and the spiritual warrior currents of energy. And I had the shield maiden, and it makes me think of how shamans die a ceremonial death, before they are officially considered to be a shaman. And that's what this feels like. So I think that it's important to be in a place where you can be quiet, cleansed, grounded. It's like an initiation of sorts. That's really how, a lot of people, y'all, as well, listen, a lot of people, Chiron is in Aries, and the way that Chiron is falling in this eclipse chart, a lot of people are trying to process, understand, let go of, or take responsibility of their different varying levels of alchemical work around their pain. Okay. And pain is triggering, and it's hard. So, just let's be chill and be patient with each other out there. Let's practice forgiveness and acceptance and release, and some things, look, some of that, it has to be done from a distance. It is what it is, because it's for your highest and best good. So I would definitely encourage all this week, as much as possible leading up to this eclipse, that you would just go within, and be very grounded. And I think that leads us up to the Mountain card very nicely. So we're going to read from this book, Cal Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracles. And again, this one's called Mountains, Stand Your Ground. And we're going to close it with that. There is a lot of, Libra South Node mirroring, a lot of bouncy, wonky energetics that know that their currents are ending. Entities, certain vibrational frequencies that know that they will no longer be able to kind of reach certain... It's like a battery that knows it can't plug into a certain source anymore, and it knows that. So that's also jarring. That's also like shaking up a lot of interesting intensity. But ultimately, the point of being you would say maybe a light worker or a shaman or a healer or a Spirit is saying a bringer of the frequential currents that allow other people to open themselves up to healing. That's like part of our job, is that we alchemize a lot of these frequencies. So it may feel very exciting and energetic and new and revitalizing, but for some it may be really hard and really painful. And the cleansing is kind of like someone getting a bath that hasn't had a bath in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So let's just, I don't know. Spirit is saying a lot of people are going to be losing their mirrors, and it's going to be hard for them. Okay, let me read. Mountains. Where are we at with mountains? Here we go. Page 130. Oh, yeah, we're at 46 minutes. Lord. Okay. Wow, I just pulled Moon last night, and Moon is right behind. I pulled Moon last night, and it was all about listen to your intuition right now, but let me stay focused. Mountains, stand your ground. Hold on. So this is a card again. The light is not, I just have the natural light in here right now, but this is our Mountains card. I love this deck, by the way. Mountains, stand your ground, hold firm to what you believe in or are focusing on, because it is absolutely right. Know that heaven and earth are supporting you. Mountains are strong and wise. They are rooted deep in the earth and reach high into the sky. They have been where they are for thousands of years. They have been home to animals. They have been climbed by humans, and they have seen seasons come and go. No matter what has happened to them, they have remained strong, immovable, and unshakable, and so they offer the spiritual energies of strength and resilience. Very much, North Node and Aries qualities as well. Mountain energy is powerful because it's firmly rooted in the Great Mother and reaches high to the Great Father. If you're feeling challenged, 5 of Swords. If you're feeling challenged or pressured at this time, know that your spirit is more powerful than you think. You are resilient and grounded, and the energy and air of the mountains is giving you the unshakable strength to be who you are. Take time to root yourself deeply in the energy of the earth before welcoming in the energies of heaven. If you're not sure what you need to do next, the Mountain card invites you to stay exactly where you are. I feel like that's a message for someone. Talk things over. Stay exactly where you are, which just felt so concretely like someone needed to listen to that. Talk things over with those around you and know that change will come to you. You will be whole and well at the end of this current situation or this cycle, and it will not stand in the way of your future growth or expansion. So yes, I love you guys. I'm going to love you and leave you there, though. We'll be checking in with each other this week, so I look forward to talking to you soon, all right? Get grounded. Take good care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.